of democracy, civil society groups says June 12 commemoration and celebration is incomplete without compensation for living in dead eras of Nigeria's democracy. At a press conference in Lagos on Monday, the June 12 Coalition of Democratic Formation also urged President Bola Tinubu to put in place committee for compensation for the victims of June 12 struggles. The General Secretary of the group, Nelson Ekujimi, also called for mechanism for the establishment of June 12 Mandate Protection Center and Research Institute of June 12 Struggle to keep the memory of 1993 struggles of late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. He, however, applauded the administration of President Tinubu on its good footing by constructive engagement of critical stakeholders in the Nigerian project on national issues, which is described as a signpost of his towering credentials as a Democrat.
The June 12 coalition is also demanding compensation for the victims of the June 12 struggle, both living and dead. As we continue on the non-negotiable democratic path of seeking a better society through political restructuring of the polity, to allow for devolution of powers and deliver the dividends of democracy to the people, the June 12 Coalition of Democratic Formations is hereby calling on His Excellency President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to put in place mechanism for the establishment of a June 12 Mandate Protection Center as a warehouse and research institute of the June 12 struggle to keep the memory of that sad event, election observation, and other electoral issues to enrich our democracy.
But thank God that we're all still alive. But for those who are not alive, we know they have suffered a lot. And for those who are still alive and are still suffering, government needs to visit their case and do the needful and do justice in their case.
And that's it from the local scene tonight. We go on a quick break. When we come back, we bring you stories from the foreign scene. Please stay with us.
Our truck has been hit. We need backup transportation. Over.
When chaos becomes the order of the day, corruption knows no boundaries.
So you want us to drug Jimmy to get him out of the way?
And oppression gets to have a field day.
Esther, is that your house?
What becomes of the innocent?
The beautiful man camp is under attack, sir.
What?
Lahira premieres on the 4th of April at 9 p.m. WAT on Africa Magic Showcase.
Welcome back now to Foreign Stories. Fighting has resumed with renewed intensity following a brief period of respite that quieter since Sudan broke out into conflict nearly 8 weeks ago when a rivalry between the army and its tribal paramilitary rapid support forces RSF exploded into open warfare. Within 30 minutes of the ceasefire ending, air raid, artillery shelling, and machine guns could be heard pounding several parts of the country, according to a news outlet reporting from Sudan. 7 civilians were killed in the capital of Khartoum due to the fighting as the army launched airstrikes against RSF bases. Report says the fighting has been the most fearless, with residents sheltering in place for safety. Ukraine says its troops have recaptured a fort village and a cluster of settlement in the southeast the day after reporting the first small gains of counter-offensive against Russian forces. A group of Chechen Special Forces agreed to be brought under the control of the Russian Defense Ministry a day after the Wagner mercenary group refused the offer. A day earlier, footage showed Ukrainian troops celebrating in Blahodachny and Neskuchin, and a minister said nearby Makarivka was also taken. The settlement, are relatively small, and Moscow is yet to confirm any retreat. And up next is Sports Stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now, Talk Sport. Newly crowned UEFA Champions League winners Manchester City on Monday celebrated their treble-winning campaign with an open-top bells parade through the city centre, with thousands watching on in the rain. Start of parade was delayed due to adverse weather conditions and localized lightning storms. Pep Guardiola and squad depart from Todman Street, Densgate, and finished with stage show on Oxford Street. City Champions League triumph on Saturday in Istanbul follow Premier League and FA Cup wins. Italian giant AC Milan have paid tribute to who they described as unforgettable former owner Silvio Berlusconi following his death at the age of 86 on Monday. Milan tweeted, and I quote, "Deeply saddened, AC Milan grieves the passing of the unforgettable Silvio Berlusconi and wishes to reach out to the family, associate, and most cherished friends to share our sympathies." End of quote. Berlusconi bought his hometown club in 1986 and turned the struggling side into one of football's most successful clubs. Under his leadership, Milan won 5 European Cups as well as 8 Italian league titles. In 2017, he sold the club to Chinese investor for £628 million. And talking tennis, Novak Djokovic, fresh from notching up a record-breaking 23 Grand Slam title, moved back to the top of the ATP rankings released on Monday, while Rafael Nadal dropped out of the top 100. It was a 388 week as the world's number 1 for the 36-year-old Djokovic, who jumped 2 places in the standings after his Roland Garros victory. A big Spanish rival, Carlos Alcaraz, 20, who had held the number 1 spot until the French Open in the semi-final. 14-time French Open winner Nadal, however, paid the price for his absence through his long-term hip injury, dropping 121 places to 136th in the rankings. And just before we drop the curtain on the primetime news tonight, a quick recap of our top stories. President Tinubu charges Nigerians to protect democracy like a precious jewel. Pro-democracy groups advocate reawakening a sense of democracy in Nigeria. From the foreign scene, we told you that Ukraine reclaims Fort Village from Russian forces. And from the exciting world of sport, Manchester City celebrates UEFA Champions League victory with open bus parade. And it's a wrap on the primetime news tonight. Many thanks for watching. I am Teresa at DME. Do have a great night. Good night.